Hello and welcome to a series I'm going to be doing on how to code in JavaScript. By the end of the series, you'll have made a simple Flappy Bird game and you'll learn the basics of coding. So yeah, let's jump right in. All right, so first thing you need to do is go to editor.p5js.org and you'll be greeted with this. So you might ask yourself, what is function draw? Well, for now, in the next section, we're going to learn what functions are, but for now, draw is just something that is everything. Draw is just the name of, well, really it's the name of a function, but we're not going to get into that. All you need to know right now is that these brackets right here, these curly brackets in between them, right in here, in this gap right here, we're going to be writing our code. Really quickly, there's one command or function right here that is being run. And don't worry, you'll get used to these and I'll explain what functions are. But there's currently one function right now called background. And what it does is just set the background color. So if we click play right here, this little play button on the top, you'll see our background is set to a gray. So we're just going to leave it like that for now. The other thing we're going to do is click auto refresh. Now, auto refresh is pretty cool. We click play again. After clicking auto refresh, when we type commands, it's going to automatically redraw them. All right. So first thing we're going to do is let's draw a circle. So in here, we're going to just write ellipse and then 2 parentheses. So when you click open parentheses, it's at the top right near the number 9 on your keyboard. You're going to click shift 9, and that's going to, hopefully if you're on an American keyboard, that'll be open parentheses. But this open parentheses, when you type it, it'll automatically, this website, editor.p5js.org, is automatically going to put the other one. All right. So when we type in the ellipse command, we can now, in here, we're going to type in its position. So the first number we're going to type in as 200. And that is going to be the X position. So going in this direction. So X of 0 is going to be on this side and X of 400 is going to be on this side. Now, how do I know it's 400? Well, you could just take a look up here in the setup function. Don't worry, we'll explain those in a minute. There's something called create canvas. Now, like I said, functions we'll explain in the next section. Now, create canvas is just going to set the size of our game window here. And right now it's just 400 by 400. So if we want to be in the center, we just put 200. So we're going to draw a little circle that is at position 200 in the X, and then in the Y, which is up and down, starting at 0 at the top to 400 at the bottom. Let's just type in 200. So currently we have X position of 200, which is in the center this way, and then a Y position of 200, which is in the center this way. All right. Now we need the width and height. So for the width and height, we're just going to do 200, 100 again, and then 100 again. And as you can see, because we have auto refresh, every time we type code, it's going to automatically update the preview. All right. So we're making a little Flappy Bird character. So first thing we need to do is we're going to look at Flappy Bird. So it's a bit, we're going to use a circle here, this little circle to represent our Flappy Bird. And he's a little yellow guy. So we're going to change the color of the circle, this ellipse function that we're using, and we're going to change it to yellow. Now, there's a little sneaky thing that I did that you might not have noticed, that little semicolon at the end. In JavaScript, that is optional. In languages like C and C++ and C#, which Unity uses, Unreal Engine, which is what Fortnite was made with, uses C++. But all these languages, including Java, which is what Minecraft is made with, they all require you to add a semicolon after each function. Now in JavaScript, it's optional, but since every other language makes you do it, and it's not optional, and you'll get an error down here if this was, a console for a Java program. But anyway, put a semicolon there. You don't have to, but we're going to just stick with it since it's required in many other languages. All right. So how do we change the color? Well, to change the color, we use a function called fill. And then obviously open parentheses, close parentheses. We're getting an error because we haven't actually finished it. Let's put a semicolon at the end. And in fill, it takes in 3 numbers, red, green, and blue numbers. Now, if we want all white, It's 255 or 255. Yeah, 255, 255. Now that makes our circle all white. It was already white. So how can we use this to change color? So the first number is red. The second one is green. And the third one is blue. And you might have guessed already, the higher the number, the more of that color we use. Now, the maximum number you could possibly put in is 255. So let's see if we have, say, red, green, and blue. Let's get rid of all the blue and we make that 0. Wait for a second and refresh it. Ta-da, we got yellow. So red and green mixed together equals yellow. And if you're having trouble remembering these, you can just think of RGB, which you might have heard of, which is red, green, and blue. If you're a gamer, think of red, green, and blue like RGB LED lights. And this error is popping up because I have not logged in or signed up. So we have our little yellow character. Now, let's go ahead and work on his eye. Let's go ahead and make an eye. So to make an eye, we're going to just copy this here. Actually, we're going to copy both of these. So select both of those and click Command Copy and then paste them here. All right. Now, if you're not able, if you're, somehow messed it up and your code looks like this, and it's all smashed against the wall there, and you don't know how to fix it, what you can do is easily just go up here, Edit, Tighten Code, and it'll automatically apply all these little changes to make your code look nice and pretty and readable. And as programmers, we want to make sure that our code looks nice. All right. So we've drawn another circle identical to the last circle, directly on top of it. So first we draw this circle and then we draw this circle on top of it, which is kind of pointless, but we're just doing that for now. And let's see, we want this circle to be white. So white is the maximum of all colors combined. So 255, 255, 255. And you can see the circle turns white. Now let's shrink the circle to about, say, 50. 50 sounds good for an eye. There we go. And then in the X direction, from left to right, 0 being left and right being 400, since that's what we made the screen with. Let's change this X position of the second circle to 240. That should put our eye right about there, a little too far, so 230. There we go. And now in the Y position, it starts at the top to bottom, so 0 in the Y is up here, and 255 in the Y is down here. So let's say 180. So we have to decrease the number to move up. Looks good to me. Now you might start encountering a problem as we start adding more and more code. You're gonna forget, hey, what did this code do here, and what did this code do here? Like, oh shoot, I forgot. How can we fix that? Well, in almost every single programming language has what's called comments, and in JavaScript, it's 2 slashes. Now, comments are completely ignored, so we can just write in here whatever we want, and the JavaScript will ignore what we write after this, since it's only for other humans to read, to understand the code. So let's write in here, this is the body. So just like that, we can add body. And then another comment we'll put here for eye. There you go. All right. Now let's make the pupil. So copy that, click here and click return twice, paste it down there. All right, so eye and then pupil. Now the pupil is going to be black. So we just make all these numbers 0. And as a shortcut for black, if you're just going to do black, you can just get rid of all those and just put 0. So black. All right, now the eye pupil is a little big, so let's make it 10. 10. And actually, just for fun, let's do this guy like that. Oh yeah, little weirdo cat birdie. I don't want to look evil. Sorry, you guys can mess up yours. I'm a programmer. I'm going to do this right. if I can be even called an artist. All right. Make that pupil a little bigger, 20 and 20. And there we go. It's now in the center, but it's kind of staring back at us. We don't really want that. So let's move it forward a little bit in the X. So the first number here is X. The second number is Y, and then the width and height. So X, let's move it forward. So increase the X to 240. And there we go. All right. So we made the pupil, we made the eye. What's next? Well, first I realized our eye's a little big, so let's take it down to 40. There we go. Bit more like Flappy Bird, and let's decrease the pupil size to 15. Just it'll look better like that. Yeah, actually, wait, do that. Yeah, that actually looks good. All right, pupil. The pupil is done. The next thing, let's just do the wing real quick. So we can copy the body, delete that comment I wrote, paste that in there, make a code look nice. So only one gap between each thing. As a programmer, you start to have a little OCD just because if somebody's code were to say, look like this and all like that, I mean, you could literally write an entire program on one single line as long as you utilize the ellipses. Although that's not valid because it's, anyway, programmers tend to have a little OCD because they don't want code that looks like this. It's kind of hard to read. So we all try to make it look nice. All right. Seem to have messed it up. Oh, okay. So here I've redrawn the body on top of the eye, so that's why you can't see that. So let's, we need to shrink this down and we're going to make it a wing. So 50. There we go. And let's make the body a little less shiny. So the body color right here, let's make that 240. So that the wing is a little, there we go, a little more like the Flappy Bird picture we have here. All right. So now we just have to move it back. So let's make that 170. Oh, 70. Does that look like Flappy Bird? Oh yeah, totally looks like Flappy Bird. Okay. The body is a little big, so I'm gonna shrink that down to 50. Oh, great. Let's just go with 70. Does that look appropriate? Yeah, but now I have to fix everything else. 90. Let's do 80. Nope, 90. Yeah, there we go. Little Flappy Bird character. 50 as the wing size. Let's make the wing a little bit. So the width is the first number, and then the height is the second number. And you can remember the order is always left to right first, and then up and down second. So let's change that to, oh, that's the height, the width. There we go. Let's change that to 60. There we go. Little birdie thing. Okay, little big. Let's change that to 40. The height to 30. 30. Nope, 40. Okay, enough fiddling with that. And let's rename this comment to wing. There we go. We've got a little bird. Yay. What's left? The giant lips. The big lips. All right. For the lips, I'm going to copy the wing. I'm going to select that and I'm going to paste it in with Command V because I'm on a Mac. If you're on Windows, that would be Control V. Now let's do lips. And we're going to make lips red. So red, green, and blue. We don't want any green, so 0, which just gives us fully red. And ta-da. Now we can just move it forward like 250. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's move it down by 200, 210, 230. Nope, 220. Oops. There we go. And then make it a little smaller, so 40 and 30. And then move it back a little, 230, and then X. That looks similar. Yeah. Sure you guys could probably make a better one than me. I was only to give it more work. All right. Just quickly, because Flappy Bird's eye is kind of squished against his mouth, we're gonna move the eye down and the Y right there. So 290. There we go. And then we got to move the pupil down also 290. Or 190, not 200. That's still a little high, so 285. That would work. Yeah, 285. There we go. If yours looks different, great. I mean, yours does not need to look exactly like mine. But yeah, I'll see you in the next section. And that is how you make a Flappy Bird character.